Hello everybody! Welcome! This is the Nevelle Show. I am Petra. What is the best way to make a job out of something you absolutely love? Well, push it into a frame and schedule everything. At least that's what it is for me. I think it might be different for men. Men like to break through and, they kind of need that target to go towards. I think for women, at least when they're in their femininity and when I am in my femininity, which I'm not always, it is much easier for me to just go with the flow because that is the feminine energy, right? And men have that feminine energy too. But it usually is a little bit more prominent in females. And I am the same thing. I can be very directed, and I have been in my job at times, but even in things like investment banking and things like that, in project management, I found when it really came down to it and people thought it was absolutely impossible, the best way to actually get this done is to just let everything go and go with the flow. And that is how I got some of the projects done that I never thought I would get done and that nobody else thought would get done. Sometimes that's just the way to go. So because we don't have that many in the audience yet who comment and like, that's a good thing insofar as I can still experiment. And I can also take a look at what audiences may like more. It depends on, it may be that people haven't seen it yet. It may be that YouTube is a little bit uncooperative. They seem to be very cooperative in the beginning, and now suddenly they aren't anymore. They're not pushing it to people. It can be that somebody doesn't like what I said and therefore is blocking it. You never know this kind of thing, whether this kind of thing happens or not. And that is one of the lovely things with social media, why you need an email list, right? To make sure that you're not suddenly being blocked by a platform. But that is just a by the by, which you may want to know in your business if you want to make saving animals or saving the environment your business and you are not an entrepreneur yet and you're not familiar with online marketing yet. There are these algorithms who like you or don't like you, and they like certain things and they change all the time. So you may think that you are advertising to 3,000 people and nobody actually sees you. Anyway, that's just a by the by. We actually said we are doing something funny today. And because we said this, I think I do want to deliver on that as well. So what I did, I really thought, okay, what am I going to do now? So in future, just that you know, I will do the same thing that I used to do with LinkedIn. I just let my inspiration go and would post, and I would sometimes post 3-4 times a day because I would just love it. And I will do the same thing again. And sometimes I will maybe not post something. I will experiment with the times a little bit. So this is not totally set in stone yet. But if you want to take a look at it at the usual time, there are several episodes. I think we've got 14 episodes now online. It's several hours of viewing, so you have enough to take a look at and comment. And once we've got enough comments and we've got enough people expressing their views, assuming that it's constructive criticism, we can adjust the show a little bit and decide when we want to do it and if we want to adjust the content of it. Anyway, so I wasn't quite sure what to do today because it was supposed to be a funny day. And sometimes, if you, I don't know, maybe comedians have that too, but if you are supposed to be funny on a day and you haven't actually prepared this whole show yet, it's very hard to find that. It's, kind of like writer's block. That is also why I want to go with the flow now. But, well, I Googled some jokes online because I'm really bad with jokes. I cannot remember them. I absolutely cannot. I actually have a good memory usually, but I've tried to memorize so many jokes and I can't memorize them. And on top of that, I like to have some jokes that are about the environment, about animals, that are not cruel, that are actually funny. So I put together a few jokes here that you may like, that are not cruel, that are actually funny, that at least I find funny. So take a look if you like it too. So how do you get a squirrel to like you? You act like a nut. Okay, I'll find that one funny. How do you know that the ocean is friendly? It waves. What kind of a tree fits in your hand? A palm tree. Why was the math book sad? Because it had too many problems. Okay, that wasn't an environment joke, but I thought it was funny anyway. What do you call a witch who goes to the beach? A sandwich. What do you get when a turkey lays an egg on top of a barn? An egg roll. Also, it may not be the most comfortable experience, and they may actually do this. I used to be on that farm. I used to live on that farm, and quite regularly in the morning I would hear Petra, and I'd get up again. It was really that I needed to get up early, and I'm really not an early morning person. But I got up, and my landlady would stand somewhere in the barn, and one of the turkeys would have gotten stuck up again. I would have to get a ladder and climb up into the barn, into the top of the barn, and throw the turkey down. Of course, he could fly, so I wasn't hurting him, but he didn't dare to come down. He was just standing up there. Yeah. Anyway, so that's came to mind then. What do you call a reindeer with bad manners? Rudolph. What do you get when you combine a Christmas tree with a computer? A pineapple. It took me a little while to get that one. Anyway, so maybe you like them, maybe you don't. So I just wanted to make this announcement and put some of them in. I'm sure that you have better delivery than me because I don't usually do this. As I said, I'm really bad with jokes. But if you have them, you can polish them up and make them into something absolutely beautiful. So I wish you a wonderful evening. And I will see you when I see you. And I'll make this a go with the flow thing again. Bye. Live long, live strong, and prosper.